Castes in India by Babasaheb Ambedkar, Part 4. To review these definitions is of great importance for our purpose. It will be noticed that taken individually, the definitions of three of the writers include too much or too little. None is complete or correct by itself, and all have missed the central point in the mechanism of the caste system. Their mistake lies in trying to define caste as an isolated unit by itself, and not as a group within and with definite relations to the system of caste as a whole. Yet, collectively, all of them are complementary to one another, each one emphasizing what has been obscured in the other. By way of criticism, therefore, I will take only those points common to all castes in each of the above definitions which are regarded as peculiarities of caste and evaluate them as such. To start with Mr. Senat, he draws attention to the idea of pollution as a characteristic of caste. With regard to this point, it may be safely said that it is by no means a peculiarity of caste as such. It usually originates in priestly ceremonialism and is a particular case of the general belief in purity. Consequently, its necessary connection with caste may be completely denied without damaging the working of caste. The idea of pollution has been attached to the institution of caste only because the caste that enjoys the highest rank is the priestly class, while we know that priest and purity are old associates. We may therefore conclude that the idea of pollution is a characteristic of caste only insofar as caste has a religious flavor. Mr. Nesfield, in his way, dwells on the absence of messing with those outside the caste as one of its characteristics. In spite of the newness of the point, we must say that Mr. Nesfield has mistaken the effect for the cause. Caste, being a self enclosed unit, naturally limits social intercourse, including messing, etc., to members within it. Consequently, this absence of messing with outsiders is not due to positive prohibition, but is a natural result of caste, that is, exclusiveness. No doubt this absence of messing, originally due to exclusiveness, acquired the prohibitory character of a religious injunction, but it may be regarded as a later growth. Sir H. Risley makes no new point deserving of special attention. We now pass on to the definition of Dr. Ketkar, which has done much for the elucidation of the subject. Not only is he a native, but he has also brought a critical acumen and an open mind to bear on his study of caste. His definition merits consideration, for he has defined caste in its relation to a system of caste and has concentrated his attention only on those characteristics which are absolutely necessary for the existence of a caste within a system, rightly excluding all others as being secondary or derivative in character. With respect to his definition, it must, however, be said that in it there is a slight confusion of thought, lucid and clear as otherwise it is. He speaks of prohibition of intermarriage and membership by autogeny as the two characteristics of caste. I submit that these are but two aspects of one and the same thing, and not two different things as Dr. Ketkar supposes them to be. If you prohibit intermarriage, the result is that you limit membership to those born within the group. Thus, the two are the obverse and the reverse sides of the same medal. This critical evaluation of the various characteristics of castes leave no doubt that prohibition, or rather the absence of intermarriage, endogamy to be concise, is the only one that can be called the essence of caste when rightly understood. But some may deny this on abstract anthropological grounds, for there exists endogamous groups without giving rise to the problem of caste. In a general way, this may be true, as endogamous society, culturally different, making their abode in localities more or less removed, and having little to do with each other as if are a physical reality. The blacks and the whites and the various tribal groups that go by the name of American Indians or Native Americans in the United States may be cited as more or less appropriate illustrations in support of this view. But we must not confuse matters, for in India the situation is different. As pointed out before, the peoples of India form a homogeneous whole. The various races of India occupying definite territories have more or less fused into one another and do possess cultural unity, which is the only criterion of a homogeneous population. Given this homogeneity as a basis, caste becomes a problem altogether new in character and wholly absent in the situation constituted by the mere propinquity of endogamous social or tribal groups. Caste in India means an artificial chopping off of the population into fixed and definite units, each one prevented from fusing into one another through the custom of endogamy. Thus, the conclusion is inevitable that endogamy is the only characteristic that is peculiar to caste, and if we succeed in showing how endogamy is maintained, we shall practically have proved the genesis and also the mechanism of caste. The end.